Trump. Do you think he's working for you? Democracies are in visible decline. Governments no longer fear the people. The people fear government. No longer do citizens demand correlate with government decisions. You have no say. America's 2016 election, which saw the overthrow of an establishment candidate, Clinton, started a never-seen-before smear campaign against a sitting president. McCarthyism was back in the news. The Russian hoax became a nonstop headline story dominating most of the media, even worldwide. The people's choice on trial by media. Mueller was their establishment man, a man of integrity that would bring the Trump train to a screeching halt, or so they, the deep state, thought. Over 2 years later, and Mueller's investigation has come to an end. No Russian collusion found. Zero. We will cover Mueller's so-called integrity in a future report. Now they want the Mueller report unredacted, and also Trump's financial records. The deep state is determined. The Democrats will stop at nothing, one lie after another, as they fear a loss in 2020. The Democrats want the full unredacted Mueller report for their recriminating pleasure against the rule of law. With America's debt rising to numbers beyond comprehension, with no hope of ever paying it back, the infrastructure is in such disrepair. Is this the government the people want? Are they working for actual Americans? Who is challenging Trump on his policies and decisions? Practically no one, as it seems it's more popular to call him Hitler or Putin's puppet. Alternately, others believe Trump will drain the swamp and smash the deep state. But will he? Jury is still out on that one. Is Trump Hitler? Only fools would think so. Hitler was an unbalanced maniac with genocidal intentions against the Jews and others, killing millions. Trump has recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel.
It is time to officially recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel,
which the Israelis have wanted for some time. That every other president in recent history feared to do.
Over a century ago, the Balfour Declaration recognized the right of the Jewish people to a national home in this land. And exactly 70 years ago today, President Truman became the first world leader to recognize the newborn Jewish state. Last December, President Trump became the first world leader to recognize Jerusalem as our capital. And today, the United States of America is opening its embassy right here in Jerusalem. Thank you, President Trump, for having the courage to keep your promises.
Trump has also annexed the Golan Heights from Syria with all its resources, illegally, for Israel.
Hi everyone, Syrian Girl here. Trump tweeted that the US will recognize Syria's Golan Heights as Israeli. The Golan Heights is Syrian land that was invaded by Israel when Israel started the Six-Day War in 1967 and attacked Syria. The Golan is internationally recognized as Syrian land. The UN Charter protects the sovereignty of nations, and it is against international law for a country to invade and claim ownership of another country's land. Iraq, for example, didn't become the 51st state of the United States. The Golan is not Trump's to give away. He's not the king of the earth. And all of Syria is for Syrians. His statements doesn't change the status of the Golan. So what's the meaning behind it all? Well, Israel found oil in the Golan Heights, and a company called Genie Energy was set up to steal it. Guess who's on the board of advisors? Jacob Rothschild, world banker and descendant of the creator of Israel. Dick Cheney, oil tycoon and Iraq war architect. Rupert Murdoch, media mogul, who is always pushing for war. And there is the president of the company, Ira Greenstein. Greenstein is a member of Trump's administration, and he has deep ties to George Kushner, Trump's son-in-law. And Kushner also has ties to Israel's President Netanyahu. Kushner spent sleepovers at his house when he was a kid. So Trump personally stands to profit from the theft of Syria's Golan Heights.
Will Trump see profit from this? This is no Hitler. Calling Trump Hitler is dismissive and only diminishes the loathsome place in history the actual Hitler has earned. Is Trump Putin's puppet? Trump extended current sanctions and imposed more against Russia. Also withdrew from the INF missile treaty that would see intermediate nuclear missiles parked along Russia's border in NATO states. 3 investigations, including Mueller's, who employed 19 lawyers who were assisted by a team of approximately 40 FBI agents, intelligence analysts, forensic accountants, and other professional staff. The special counsel issued more than 2,800 subpoenas, executed nearly 500 search warrants, obtained more than 230 orders for communication records, issued almost 50 orders authorizing use of pen registers, made 13 requests to foreign governments for evidence, and interviewed approximately 500 witnesses. No collusion could be found, and Trump's track record to date shows he is not Putin's puppet. So is Trump a puppet? As we have previously mentioned, moving the United States Embassy to Jerusalem, claiming it to be Israel's capital city, annexing the Golan Heights from Syria to Israel, and furthering billions of monetary support to Israel, illuminates who the puppeteers are. Let us not forget who was the Trump campaign's largest donor, Sheldon Adelson.
I am not Israeli. The uniform that I wore in the military, unfortunately, was not an Israeli uniform. It was an American uniform, although my wife was in the IDF, and one of my daughters was in the IDF, and my 2 little boys, our 2 little boys, one of whom will be bar mitzvah tomorrow. Hopefully he'll come back. Hopefully he'll come back. His hobby is shooting, and he'll come back and be a sniper for the IDF. All we care about is being good Zionists, being good citizens of Israel, because even though I'm not Israeli born, Israel is in my heart. I might say that all of my children, my 5 children, four of my 5 children are all Israeli. And I guess the one who's being bar mitzvah will volunteer to be a sniper.
Federal legislation is even trying to be passed. The Israel Anti-Boycott Act, making it illegal for any American citizen or company to join any organized boycott of Israel. Israel is an apartheid state, according to the United Nations. It should be boycotted. AIPAC is not registered as a foreign lobby. Letters pledging favorable voting to Israeli interests are forced upon political candidates at all levels. Even for Hurricane Harvey repair grant application and agreement from Dickinson, Texas, a verification not to boycott Israel is required. This is enforced by Texas House Bill 89. Over 20 other states have similar laws. Trump is not alone in bending the knee to Israel. This is a bipartisan issue.
From the legislative branch, we have 4 senators whose support for Israel is legendary. Senator Lindsey Graham, Senator Ted Cruz, Senator Dean Heller, and Senator Mike Lee. Thank you for coming. And from our House of Representatives, a delegation led by Congressman Joe Wilson, Congressman Tom Rice, Congressman Steve Knight, Congressman Dennis Ross, Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart, Congressman Jody Heiss, Congressman Scott Taylor, Congressman Lee Zeldin, Congressman George Holding, and Congressman Ron DeSantis. Just last year, Congressman DeSantis stood at a podium here in Jerusalem and made a passionate and compelling case that this day would come. And so it has.
This influence is in politics, technology, banking, spying, and even monetary policy, just to name a few. Who is questioning this? We are. So Trump is a puppet. The puppeteer? Israel. We watch and will report.